Meet the Pyro, a class that can move like Scout, shoot rockets like Soldier, spam like Demo Man, support like Engineer, and also play stealthy like Spy. But somehow, Pyro is the most misunderstood class in Team Fortress 2. Why is that? Well, in this video, I'm going through all the reasons why I think Pyro is the most versatile class in TF2 by contrasting him to several different classes with unique playstyles. I chose Scout to start off with, and with any video of mine, I challenged myself. Can I actually play Scout as Pyro? Pyro essentially becomes the Scout speed when holding the power jack. And to tie it all off, the stock shotgun. I'm taking this strategy right to Scout Hell, Harvest. I'm only playing with the power jack and shotgun, no flamethrower. We have all seen how Uncle Dane showcases the shotgun to be one of the most powerful weapons in the game, and luckily, it's one of Pyro's secondaries. These clips paired with the power jack just show the Pyro doesn't just stay on the ground, but can easily gain high ground and therefore strategic advantage, and I'm not even using the detonator. Even without the power jack equipped and the shotgun equipped, Pyro still has enough base movement speed to actually get far away from his enemies so he doesn't have to close the gap on demo knights like this guy. The real struggle is fighting against scouts. Pyro does not have enough strafe movement speed to actually be able to engage scouts appropriately. Instead, I had to readjust and engage them on my own terms rather than them engaging me. That way I had control of the fight the entire time. Even after readjusting, fighting scouts is still impossible, and that's because of his movement speed. It's hard to beat that. That's why Pyro is really good at fighting every other class, because he is almost as fast, if not faster, than every other class. And that's the reason why every time I play Pyro, I usually pair him with the power jack and the shotgun, and that's because the shotgun gives me so much damage and the power jack allows me to engage or disengage from fights that I want to play. Alright, next up is Soldier. This is where Pyro has two weapons, a flamethrower and a rocket launcher. We're taking this one right to Badwater. I can easily rocket jump and get movement with the detonator. The best part is I actually have rockets without even needing to play Soldier. The thing is, it doesn't even have to be rockets. It could be grenades from Demo Man. If you look closely, there's an Uber Demo and Medic coming to steam plow my team, but the good thing is I can right click and air blast those pills away from my team to protect them. In this clip, you can see a Caber demo charging me, which then I air blast to give me some space, while also being shot at by a sentry. After the demo goes down, I notice that I have a soldier also shooting rockets at me. I deflect his rocket and send it to the Pyro. Then, I bait the sentry rocket so I can reflect them back to hopefully take out the sentry, but end up hitting the medic instead. In all of this chaos, by only air blasting, I stopped a demo, a Pyro, a soldier, and a sentry and pushed the cart closer to the point. In this clip, I reflect rockets and grenades, and I actually make contact with one grenade against the demo. Now, the only thing is, I get bodied by a scout afterwards because I'm not good at fighting scouts at close range, unless I engage them on my own terms, which in this case was not my own terms. Now, I want to revisit this clip again and explain the difficulties of Pyro's air blast. I got distracted by the Trolldier and the scout and forgot about Demo's pills. The issue with Pyro is that you have to be really good at multitasking in order to keep yourself alive. I failed to recognize the pills that were headed my way, and I actually got hit square in the face with it. The best way to use Pyro as a soldier is to pick your fights. In this clip, I took a fight that was just me and a soldier. I knew that I could reliably air blast his rockets because I didn't have any other outside distractions, allowing me to essentially render his primary useless and use it to my advantage. So in essence, it's actually best for Pyro to engage soldiers and demos alone so he doesn't have any other distractions so he can focus purely on those rockets. In this clip, I'm able to reflect a crit rocket, which allows me to actually defend my team because they would have blown up without it, and we're able to push the cart to the end. Just like the Pyro becoming the soldier, I can also be the demo man as well. This is what the wiki means when I air blast almost any projectiles. The great thing about Pyro is that, in my opinion, he is the best defender of a sentry nest. The rest of the Dust Bowl game, you can see me air blasting countless rockets and pills and even stuffing Ubers, which is Pyro's thing. But what makes me most similar to Demo is my area denial. We all know that Demo's stickies are what screams area denial, but so does the Scorch Shot. I know that the Scorch Shot has a bad rap, but in all honesty, it's a great utility. It can discourage players from pushing because of the crazy AoE of the weapon. It deals mini crits to already burning players, and on top of that, it deals a slight knockback to an enemy and also myself, making it perfect for a little additional movement. Oh, and one more thing. This clip of Demo Man, I actually air blast his stickies right back at him, and then he blows himself up. So I mean, air blast is really cool. You can air blast stickies, pills, anything from Demo Man. You can actually just be Demo Man at this point. Like I mentioned before, Pyro can defend the Engineer's nest better than any other class if the Engineer falls. If the Engineer goes down, his sentry nest follows, but not if there's a Pyro standing around. Oh, and don't let me forget, Pyro has the Home Wrecker, which it literally unsaps sentries and other buildings that Engineer has, making him the ultimate Engineer. In this clip, I find myself airblasting a soldier's rockets, airblasting away a flogged Pyro not once but twice while also checking the flank and spamming my escort shot. While doing this, I bought my engineer time to deal with the spy and unsap his sentry, so the only thing he had to worry about was the spy. If I'm being honest, Pyro is the greatest support class in TF2. Not medic, not spy, and definitely not sniper. In this clip, I airblast away Demo's grenades, ultimately saving our sentry. I airblast the heavy that's on fire, and on top of that, I find an invisible spy. Also, airblasting projectiles isn't only for protecting buildings, but also for protecting your teammates. Once a projectile becomes yours, then it can only damage you and not your teammates. Last, but certainly not least, Pyro can become the spy. And I don't mean using Pyro exclusively with the back burner and using sneaky teleporters, I mean being able to flank the enemy, especially with Pyro, is a really strong tactic, and this is one of the methods that works best when paired with WM1. In this clip, a medic and Pyro are trying to take out our teleporter, but because I was already in the back lines, it was easier to take advantage of them not seeing me at first. I saved our teleporter in doing this, and also lived to tell the tale like I am right now. Remember this clip when I was imitating the soldier? Yeah, I took advantage of the fact that no one else was around, so once I took out the soldier, I changed my imitation to become the spy. I flanked the enemy team once I killed their soldier, and I took out a Demo and Pyro. If I'm being honest, playing spy for hundreds of hours was definitely something that helped me a lot with this. Being in the right mindset is crucial for this strategy. Now, this clip wasn't exactly sneaky by any means. I was using the detonator and the stock flamethrower, and I'm pretty sure the entire enemy team knows where I was the entire time. But the best part was the fact that the engineer had no buildings and I was able to push my way onto the point, and once I was there, I knew that it was over. I had air blast, which in that scenario was probably my strongest utility. I could prevent red from stepping on the point, which allowed me to capture it myself. In this clip, I take advantage of the fact that no one is holding the point. I take out a few red players in this little side section and destroy buildings along with it. I use the power jack, which allowed me to get as close to the scout speed as possible so I can make the jump over the gap. Once I reach the point, I hold mouse 1 and additionally airblast everyone away from the point, giving me space and time to capture, ultimately leading the team to victory. So after all of this, why is Pyro still not the best class? Well, I can tell you why. He has poor long-range options and is easily stopped by Sentry Nest. He also gets a bad rap for only holding mouse 1, and most of the time it's an easy way to climb the leaderboard. But when it comes to more experienced players, mouse 1 no longer works. And it almost seems like once you get to the point of having mouse 1 countered, then all of a sudden people start to switch off Pyro so they can play soldier and spam rockets without needing to time their air blast. They never get to experience the other side to playing Pyro. I think where all of this falls apart is when people realize they can't mouse 1 anymore and they actually just go and play the class that Pyro is trying to mimic rather than learning and getting better. Because in my opinion, I'd rather play a class that can almost mimic 4 classes than just give up and play one class that's really good at what they do. So at the end of the day, Pyro has built a bad reputation for himself. He tends to hold mouse 1 and most of the time it works. He appears to be more of an entry-level class for people, and I'm guilty of that too. When I played competitive for the first time, I always chose Pyro because it's what got me kills. What I love about playing Pyro is that he is not the best at any single thing, but he can borrow pieces from other classes, which in a way makes him feel really unique and strongly connected to the rest of TF2. If you ask me, Pyro feels like the face of TF2 from a gameplay standpoint, but that's a topic for another day. For now, this video has come to an end. I hope maybe you learned a thing or two about Pyro, and now you can go expand your skill ceiling yourself. And of course, to have fun. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.